Good morning. Welcome everybody to our yard here. My name is Mark Cohn from Team Vegas Bling, and I'm here to very briefly and with great detail show you how to make a 2x2 traveling paparazzi jewelry display. We've been asked to do this a number of times, and we have, so we're going to do it again for you. And I want to let you know right now, you don't have to take notes and you don't have to write things down, because at the end of this, Michelle is going to post a materials list for you and you can go from there. So just watch the instructions right now, and then you'll see how to do it. You can watch again at your leisure after you go and get the materials to build this. So without taking much more of your time up on this Sunday morning, I'm going to show you right now how easy it is to build a 2x2 traveling jewelry display for your paparazzi jewelry. All you're going to need is 4 pieces of wood like this, and 4 pieces of wood like this. The sizes again are on your material list. You're going to need 2x2 pieces of pegboard, all available at your local hardware store, very inexpensively. So here's how to put one of these together, how to do it simply and easily and quickly. First thing you want to do is take your 2x2 piece of pegboard. You want to lay it out like this. You want to take 2 longer pieces of wood that you have, because there are 2 sizes, a short one and a long one. You want to set it out like this on your table very easily, and you do this because it makes everything go smooth, easy, and again quickly. Lay it out like this so you can stand it up well. Then you take your piece of wood, bring it out to the side like this, make it flush to the ends because this is your long piece. You make it flush to the ends, and then what you do, and this is a tip, or as all of our young friends like to say, here's your first hack. Take approximately a quarter or a 50-cent piece width and leave that exposed at the end. Now when you've done that like that and you've set it up, you take your one of only 2 tools that you're going to need. You're going to need a screwdriver bit and a small drill bit, because with this drill bit, after you line it up like that, you're going to make 3 pilot holes on the side. And when you make 3 pilot holes on the side like that, what's going to happen is you're going to end up with something that looks like this, and it'll be well done, flush to the sides. And remember, you left that out, and I'm going to tell you why. You'll find out in just a minute. This entire exercise team is about repetition. Repetition. Once you've done that, all you have to do is repeat the exact same procedure on the other side, and when you're done, you'll have a piece with 2 sides that you've left this little space for on the end like that. Now what you want to do, and now is where you're going to find out why you left that little space. Because when you go and you have this cut for you, and you have someone measure it, it's never ever going to be perfect. So because you left that little space, you're going to be able to fit this in like this. You're going to be able to fit it to where you've already measured. And now, because you've left that space, it'll fit in real easily. You put it down. Then you do what we love to do, make pilot holes. And when you do that, you screw it in the same way you did with the other side. And then yet again, all you need to do is duplicate your effort. Do it exactly the same way on this side. And as soon as you've completed that, what you are going to have is your first half. You're halfway home already because you have a completed box. Now I'm going to show you another hack. This tip is going to teach you why you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to worry about it. All you need to do is take care of what you've been working on, and you have a complete thing. What you want to do is, it's not going to be perfect. there's going to be a gap here. There's going to be lines. Your measurements may have been off. You want to fix all that and make it look perfect. Simply take one screw and tap it in on each side on your long pieces. You tap that screw in, and now what you've done is secured the box, made it square, and you've fixed any issue you may or may not have had with that simple screw on the corner like that. That fixes anything where you have a line that doesn't match. If you have a seam that doesn't match, you pop that screw on the end, and now it's solid and everything matches. Once you have that first box done, what you're going to want to do is build another one. So now you're going to have two boxes. You're going to have two halves that you've completed. And now that you have two halves that you've completed, we have to put them together. So this is where you take out your hinge and your small drill bit yet again. And you take out your hinge, and I'm going to show you another cheat. This is an old handyman or contractor tool. It's not a new hack for you millennials out there. But when you take your hinge, what they have on every hinge, you're going to have a gap like this. What that gap is, that's a natural factory installed guide to putting it on straight and not having to worry that the halves aren't going to match when you're done. So what you do is you use this guide and you line it up all the way down the side with the hinge side up, because it's going to make everything look better and close easier and work properly when you finish your case. After you've done that and lined it up, you're going to take your small drill and you're going to drill those pilot holes where you've marked with a pencil or a pen through the screw hole where it needs to be, using that guide that was installed. Then what's going to happen is you're going to do the same thing, duplication, duplication, duplication. You just do the same thing on the other side. Use the guide the same way. And then when you're done, you line it up. You make sure that everything is right. You can use both the guides that the factory installed you that we just learned about, or your eye. And if you use your eye, chances are it's not going to come out perfect. After you go ahead and tack this down, because you've already drilled pilot holes, and I made all the holes ahead of time because last time I did a video like this and did all the holes for you, it took an extra 15 minutes. We don't need that. You just need to know how to do this properly, quickly, and inexpensively, so you can get out there and show your jewelry and sell your jewelry. So as you put this together, and I do recommend, they've got 5 or 6 screw holes. I recommend you actually use all of the screw holes, because that also helps in the proper function of the hinge. So now that we have our box put together, we have to think about what we're going to do. And the next thing that we do, that I've done, is I go ahead and I put some hardware on it. You can use a lot of different kinds of hardware, a lot of handles, a lot of pulleys, but we found that if you use a big handle like this that's comfortable, it's a lot easier to carry. And I know that because we used to use handles like this, and it's not nearly as comfortable, easy to carry if you use one like this. And they're both about the same price, $1.50. So when you put your hardware, your handle on the top where you want to place it, you go right ahead and, amazingly enough, you do the same thing. You mark it and you drill a pilot hole. And as soon as you're done with that, once again, you go right ahead and use, and we'll tack it down. By the way, the reason that I'm such a pilot hole freak is because if you don't use it, the screws go in crooked, They won't go in flush. And a lot of times what will happen is that screwdriver will come off, slip off. You can cut yourself, you can hurt yourself, all because you don't take 2 extra minutes to make a pilot hole to have it come out finished and looking right. After you put a handle on the top, you may want to decide how you want to close it. So we're going to put a latch on it. And the procedure and the process when we put a latch on is pretty much exactly the same. We've decided where we want to place it, as you can see, pretty much across the middle. We put it on as its own template, mark it, drilled a couple of holes, put the screws in, and we're going to finish it for you on the other side, just so you can see the completion. And again, it was the same thing. Close the bad boy up and you're pretty much ready to go. But people have been sending us emails, so they've been showing us what they've made and they've been finishing them. Some people have been blinging them out a little bit. So let us show you something that we do when we go out. Here's a finished case. You can see it's been painted in silver. And what we've done is we put some bling lights in here. And it's a string of LED, battery operated LEDs, and I know it's really bright sunlight right now, but if you're at a fair and if you have your display table up or if you've got your display out and there's any kind of nighttime activity or if you're indoors, this lights up and this gives so much extra pop to what you're trying to display. So it's really, really an extra thing that you can do that's good. Another extra thing that we've done is this is a completely scalable design. And what that means is you don't have to make 2x2. You can make a 2x4 one if you have lots of long necklaces or we have a display that's specifically for our Z collection. And it's a big one and it's on wheels. And the reason it's on wheels is because it can be heavy. And certainly you don't want to be lifting it and turning it, pushing it. So you put it on wheels if you like, and you can wheel it into wherever you're going to set up your table or your display or go from there. But these are just a couple of ideas. I did want you all to see again how easy this was. And another tip, we do still try to do this inexpensively, even though some people we've been out blinging ourselves and putting these boxes together, and that's awesome. But I will tell you that when you build these and when you make them, it shouldn't cost more than $15 to $20, and that's for either size. And if you ask when you go into the store, do you have a remnant, do you have a scrap, you never know what they're going to say. I had somebody say, take this piece of pegboard, please, I don't want it in the store. And that was at a Home Depot. The pegboard is right here. So again, if you have any questions, please let us know. Otherwise, bling on.